here are my favorite horror movies of 2024, the best of the best from all over the world to me. Don't bother commenting, that's not a horror movie. I get it, genre's a funny thing, but I made sure to check each one of these movies has horror listed as one of the genres in their Letterboxd. I want to shout out a couple of movies that I really did love, they just didn't technically make my top 10 or whatever. Smile 2. Awesome. And The First Omen was so surprisingly good. I've only seen it once, I'd love to watch it again. The Coffee Table was the most disturbing movie that I saw this year, and surprisingly is also supposed to be funny in a dark way. And I want to shout out Mads, which definitely didn't fully work for me, but is so technically impressive. This movie was filmed entirely in one take. There are no cuts. But at number 10, and definitely the most unfortunately titled movie of the year, Daddy's Head. You might be understandably very weary of the grief as metaphor horror, but I thought this was very effective and pretty scary. Now, Jane Schoenbrun's I Saw the TV Glow is something that you have to fully lock in to appreciate. Throw your phone across the room, and once you do, I think it's really rewarding. And then The Substance. Hey, that last act is not for everybody, and you could understandably argue that the themes are pretty shallow and definitely not worth that 2.5-hour runtime. I don't necessarily agree, but I get it. But you have to admit that it's a miracle that this movie exists. And then Oddity, I think kind of a classic spooky story and perhaps the most effective on this list. Asriel has no dialogue, it's an action horror. Not many people loved it. I did. Heretic, just on a script level, was astounding, and the performances are great. I thought it was tons of fun. Again, not for everybody. It's a crime that more people did not see the rom-com horror Your Monster. Strange Darling is just a wonderful little genre exercise of a thriller with some incredible cinematography. I had a great time. Another supernatural horror that not a lot of people saw that just astounded me, Exuma. And my favorite horror of the year that I talked about yesterday, Nosferatu. Unless you count Red Rooms as a horror, which I do, so I kind of misspoke and I feel really bad about that, but I did talk about this movie as much as possible this year already. Not a lot of people dig this movie, but the people that it hits with, it hits hard. Let me know your favorite horror movie. Maybe I still need to watch it, but as always, be kind to each other in the comments and love what you love.